More buildings. The diamonds. On all the buildings all over the world. The spheres. Fleur-de-lis. The falling flowers. The garlands. The shield. The black is hidden behind there. The diamonds. This is a pretty basic looking building. I mean, they've really made it fancy with all this extra stuff. These sea creatures, these weird sea creatures, you can find on everywhere. And these are not normal looking fishes. They're very particular. And this building is covered in them. And all the other usual stuff. These things up here are also weird. I see that a lot. It's like it plugs into something. Or with something coming out, something going in. Or it's just to look at. Weird. More. The shell. I have another picture that you'll see that shows these guys in a little more clear. Yeah, so like I've said in other videos, I lived in the city a few years ago for a few years on the Upper West Side. I took a bunch of pictures as I was getting interested in these topics and realized that all the buildings that I was surrounded by were just drenched in this symbolism. They're mud flooded, they're sunken into the ground, it looks like. All the features are just here. And we're wondering who the hell was living in these buildings and who made them, because it wasn't us in modern day. More, the diamonds. I mean, you can't deny these diamonds and these symbols are everywhere. And they mean something. I mean, I don't think people were just putting these because they look pretty. You know, these jars, pots, whatever they are also everywhere. Maybe they're batteries. You know, this is kind of flat against the wall. They're often like huge statuary, you know, on the top of buildings or in the corners of them. These are everywhere too and have a few different versions of them. I'm really curious about those. And look, there's the pot. Something's coming out of it maybe. This guy, this leaf, this angry leaf guy that we see everywhere is associated with it. The hanging garlands are also wrapped around it. The things to think about. The stripes too, the power stripes. Different facades. You know, from the outside, this could look like it was a whole stone. If everything was built out of just that, you'd say, wow, those are huge stones. But you can see they're not. I think underneath all this is just a regular old brick building. That may be why I took that. Another close-up shot of that I was talking about just before. We've seen this picture before. I'll probably show it a few more times. I was really interested in this picture as relates to this striping that I've found that I think relates to power, the power source, or that's where an active power line was, or it was generating, coming out of, etc. I also see this plus sign in relation to this striping. And here, look, black, clean. Could just be dirt. Seen this also again. Another fascinating thing right around there. What the hell is this thing? Another shot of it. On a Mudflood mansion that's still there. That's an old one that they've been refurbishing for, I think, a few years now. This whole fascias looking thing going around the whole thing. The diamonds, the usual. Another part of that. I think I took a picture of this too because I was wondering what that was. Just a chunk came out, they filled it back in, or some sort of damage. Again, the sphere, the spheres. Talked about that too. The copper, the cleaned up copper. This is unclean, this is cleaned. What the hell was a whole piece of the building built out of copper for? The striping. This, look down here. This is a whole nother level. And what's this all about? It's just standard building techniques. Yes, very, very easily could be. But in the context of all this other stuff we're talking about and all the other kind of questions, it's time to look back again at this. And just a pretty picture. I'm going to stop now, keep them short, come back in the next video. This one is really cool.